why is marketing important, and why is it something that you should really look at? Well, first of all, let me kind of start with my background. My name is LaShanda Gary. Of course, I teach men and women entrepreneurs how to build multiple streams of income, how to leverage their ideas, how really to build it with kingdom principles. And how do I do that? I do it every single day strategically. I make sure that all my clients are literally set up for success, whether it's with colors, whether it's with brands, whether it's with marketing content, whether it's with their style, their flair. It's so important when you want to convey a message, especially when it comes to your brand and when it comes to marketing. The most important thing you want to remember is that, is it consistent, right? So a little bit about me. Again, my name is LaShanda Gary. You're actually watching the marketing planning. And the one thing that you don't want to miss, if you don't hear anything else, is making sure that your brand is consistent with what you offer, right? You never want to overpromise and underdeliver. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you do your best to make sure that your brand is the forefront. It represents who you are, the essence of you, right? So if you're watching live, I'm live on Facebook as well. If you're live, you can go ahead, share this, let your friends. This is a free class, a free master class, but I think this is going to be a powerful class as well. If you have questions, please, in the webinar, if you will go ahead with your questions, put your questions in the chat box, and so I can answer those questions as they come along. And if you are in the Facebook or Instagram, I have a couple different devices, you want to make sure you put it in the comments. Okay, so grab a pen, get a piece of paper, and let's start working. Okay, so what are your goals when it comes to marketing? What are you trying to say? What are you communicating? At the peak of my career, I managed $13 to $17 million. It was very important that everyone on my team understood the vision. Everyone understood the focus. Everyone understood the goal. Everyone understood what we were doing, right? It was so important because if they didn't understand what we were doing, then ultimately we would fail, right? And as the leader, everyone has their genius. We all have our tribe, right? We all lead in some capacity. Even if you're a leader and you're not a good leader, right? We all lead in some avenue of our life. So we have to make sure that when we communicate to our audience, we're leading them to the water, right? We're leading them to the well. And we want to make sure that it's consistent, whether you're building out for clients, whether you're building out for a ministry, maybe you're building out your own portfolio. You want to stay consistent. When people look at your brand, can they identify who did what work? Why is it working? Why is it not working? How's it happening? So forth, so forth. So with that, you want to make sure that you always want to make sure that you are tuned in to your brand, right? So what are your colors? What do your colors say about you? What do not only just your colors, but what does the marketing layout say about you? Do you have a campaign? As a visionary, you should never just start something. You should have a campaign. It should be planned out. I keep journals for everything. For some of you that do not know, I'm hosting a conference in Houston, Texas on May 19th. May 19th. I'm so excited. Why? Because it is going to be powerful. I know that this alone is going to really help a lot of entrepreneurs. I know that so far we already have people registering, and I just released it. So the reason you want to do that is because I've consistently spoke to my audience. They already know what they can expect. They know what they're going to get. They know that there's going to be value. They know, we're Christian entrepreneurs, so we're not going to do anything out of the scope of our faith. So when you tune in and you come in, okay, this is what I can expect. This is where I speak to my audience, right? So for your marketing, you want to make sure that you consistently speak to your audience, right? So with that being said, let's go to the next thing. What's next? So a little bit about me, just for some of you that are tuning in right now. My name is LaShanda Gary. I teach men and women entrepreneurs how to build multiple streams of income, how to leverage, how to market. I have clients all over in the States and out of the States. Now with that, I've been able to create a custom plan for each of my clients. How am I doing that? I look at their knowledge. I look at their skills. I look at their talent. I look at their income and say, what is your real budget? Then if it it's something where we need to build out multiple streams of income, then we have to look at it and say, how can we market what you're doing right now, maximize it, and build out from there, right? So we look at the core. It's kind of like the sun. The sun was first, then the stars, then all the planets, right? Then everything else fell where it was supposed to. So what is your sun in your business? What is that one thing that shines big? What is that one thing, right? So when you think about it, and you think about corporate America, and you think about big box brands, and you think about, you know, other brands that really, have, major, leverage, right? So when you see them, brands, like there are certain brands that, are going to, no matter what, they're going to be, epic. Every time they come out with something, it's fantastic. So tell me this. I'm doing a poll. Y'all leave in the comments. Let me know, guys. Let me know in the comments. When you look at like Michael Jordan, what's the hype about Michael Jordan? If you cut the shoe in half, is it built different? Right? If you cut the shoe in half, does it look different? Right? So what's the big thing with Michael Jordan? Right? I need to know. Somebody let me know. What's the big thing? Does it feel different? Do Jordans feel different than Converse? Right? So do Jordans feel different than, I wear like Cole Haans and stuff like that. It's a design. Someone said it's a design. Okay. So what is it about the design? Is it because it's sleek? Is it urban? Is it modern? What is the identifying thing that makes them worth $200? Right? When you can go, and maybe you could go to Walmart. I remember back in the day, we had these little Walmart shoes, right? And Volts, I think they were called Volts. Do y'all remember those? We used to wear Volts back in the day, old school, right? Y'all don't judge me. Listen, thank you, Jesus, for the come up, right? But with that, you have to kind of look at it. You have to say, what is it that makes you different? What is the difference between you selling a $20? That's good. Somebody said the name. Listen, they have branded to the point where the name is, it's amazing. It's amazing, right? The name is just on point. You cannot even really, outside of what they do on a regular, you can't, you think about the name, and then the name just all of a sudden just happens, right? It just goes, it blows up. It created such a chaos that people started standing outside getting these shoes. So when, I want to challenge you, and I want to challenge you kind of in the spirit as well. When are people going to stand outside for your products? When are they going to stand outside for your products? When are people going to stand in line for what you offer, for your value? When are people really going to do that, right? So when are people going to really look at it and say, you know what? I really need to do this. I really need to, strive. I really need to, make sure my brand is standing really, really big above all the other brands, right? So tell me, what's the difference between when we think about not just Nike, but we think about what's the difference. Let's talk about Nike, right? Because I'm a shoe girl too. What's the difference between Nike and let's talk about Reeboks, right? Because some people, they're like, look, I'm Nike for life. I'm Adidas for life. And when you look at it, I believe Adidas was here first, right? So what's the difference? Is it a mindset? I think about like Adidas, and I think about like up north, right? I think about Jordans, and I think about Nikes, and I think about like down south, right? I think about Run DMC with Adidas. Like Adidas makes me want to put one of those tracksuits on. Somebody, do y'all remember that? We used to wear the tracksuits. Back to the good days, right? To the 90s and the 80s. When music was really music. That's what we say, right? Because it made you feel a certain way. That brand spoke without even talking. So I want to challenge you as kingdom women and men of God to be entrepreneurs, that your audience knows that you're going to, one, bring value. Number two, your brand will speak before you even talk. Are y'all getting this? Are y'all getting this? Let me know. Let me know. Right? So this is good. This is good. And hello to everyone that's chiming in. If you will, use hashtag Dream Build Success if I say something that gives you a OMG moment, a breakout moment, or anything like that. All right. And then let me know, make sure this is interactive. And those of you that are watching on the webinar, make sure you just let me know. Leave some comments if y'all have questions. Put your questions. I'm going to answer some questions, y'all. And so just put them in the comments. So who needs marketing? Who needs marketing, right? So everyone thinks that you have to have clothes to have marketing. You should always have marketing, even if you're not an entrepreneur. It's controversial, right? Even if you're not an entrepreneur. Why am I saying that? Even if you're not an entrepreneur, why should you have marketing? The reason you want to always have marketing, you want your marketing on point, is because you should have a name. It's called legacy, right? For some of us, we don't realize that we have legacy, right? We have legacy. We have something that we offer. We have our genius that we offer. So those of you that are saying, well, I don't know if I need a brand. Somebody tell me in the comments, let me know what your brand word is. You should have one brand word. Y'all write this down. You should have one word. Maybe it's power, maybe it's success, maybe it's hope, maybe it's faith, maybe it's empowerment, maybe it's encouragement. Everyone, when you're talking about marketing and you're marketing, you want to go beyond who you're talking to, right? So go beyond. Oh, sorry. Okay, guys, hold on. Give me 1 second. Unmute. There we go. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so when you talk about the power of your words and you talk about your brand, you talk about your audience, you talk about your genius, you talk about how are you going to maximize opportunities, how are you going to communicate to the audience, how are you going to use that genius? I want in the comments, somebody said legacy. Let me know what word describes your brand, because your brand should speak without you having to say a word. I'll prove my point biblically, because y'all know I'm a Bible-based girl. In the Word of God, Jesus did not have to talk. Everybody knew his brand, right? The Messiah. What did they identify him as? The priest, the prophet. Who do they identify you with? Leave in the comments. Let me know. I need to know. Y'all know I'm getting excited. This is some good stuff, because when you talk about branding and you talk about marketing, you want to look at marketing and your branding. Who needs it? People that are influence, entrepreneurs, bloggers, stylists. If you're in the hospital, think about it. Some hospitals have names because they're known for people dying in there, right? That's tight, but it's right. Some hospitals are known, like look at it. MD Anderson is known for miracles, for healing people, right? So they're branded very well. Veterinarians, clinics, ministries. If you're in ministry and you've had the same logo for the last 10 years, you need to call me. Call your girl. Right? Or go talk to a brand. We have tons of people that are part of the Dreamville Success Enterprise network that we can get you in contact with, right? There are people that your brand needs to be fresh. It needs to be refreshed. Have you done a case study? When it comes to your marketing. Even the government has marketing. The federal government has marketing. It doesn't matter if you're in the States or out of the States. Hey, I see some of my students chiming in from out of the country, but hey guys, how's it going? So everyone needs marketing. Now, I'm gonna prove my point. If you're not an entrepreneur and you just by chance watch this, you need marketing. If you're looking to advance your career, if you want to advance what you're currently doing, if you want to get a promotion, you need marketing. You need marketing, right? I'm so excited. You need marketing. Okay, so you say, I cannot get a promotion. Looks like no one will hire me. I always get passed up when it comes to positions and things like that, right? So you want to look at it and you want to really say, okay, how am I going to go to the next level? How am I really going to take my brand to that next level, right? How am I really going to maximize this opportunity, right? So how am I really going to take what I'm doing right now to the next level? Somebody leave in the comments, how am I going to do it? How am I going to do it? How am I going to make it happen? Right? This is important. Why is it important? Because what's going to happen is if you don't brand, you're going to fade. You're going to fade away. You're going to be one of those stores that nobody even looks for anymore. Right? They're gone with the wind. Okay, so here's some facts. What do y'all think about this? Leave in the comments. Let me know what you think so far. So let's look at it. The number one branding company in the world. The number one branding company in the world is called 72 and Sunny. 72 and Sunny. It's not fancy. It's not real, over the top. The colors are not even all that, but I'm going to tell you the power of branding, the power of communicating without having to speak. Some of their office locations, listen to this, some of their office locations are located in Amsterdam, Los Angeles, New York, Singapore, and Sydney, Australia. That's amazing, right? Think about that. That's where some of their offices are located. Some of their offices are located there, right? That is so powerful. That is so powerful. Why is that powerful? Because they are wide and their stretch is really deep, right? So some of their clients include, hear me, some of their clients, 72 and Sunny, some of their clients include IKEA, eBay, Adidas, Infinity, and Yoplait Yogurt. Right? So when you think about those stores and you think about that, they're the #1 branding company in the world. Right? So some of you are like, LaShanda, what does that have to do with me? I'm just trying to get somebody to buy my shirts. I'm just trying to get somebody to buy my books. I'm just trying to get somebody to buy my makeup, right? Well, if you don't know your audience, then big companies like this will come in and swoop your clients, right? How are you communicating to them, right? It's important. So that's the #1 company. So without marketing, this could be you. Are y'all listening? This could be you. Now, for those of you that are chiming in and watching live on Facebook, let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about right now. Let me show y'all. This could be you. This could be you. This could be your company. You're going to fade away. You don't notice anything different. You don't see anything different about any of these companies. You don't notice their logos. All you know is it's a lot of logos on one page, right? You may know some of the brands. You may know some of the brands. But what's going to happen is if you do not communicate effectively to your audience, if you don't communicate effectively to your brand, if you don't communicate effectively, then what's going to happen is your brand, your business will fade away. If you don't have the right colors, if you don't look professional. I just have to be honest, y'all. Can I be honest real quick? Amen. Listen, please, right? So when you think about it and you think about your brand, you think about your audience, if you are not brand attractive, right? Brand attractive, then you're going to fade away. Because anyone can do what we do. Anyone can do what we do and probably do it better. A lot of times people buy from you because they know you or they like something from you. Yeah. People will invest with you because they really like what you offer. They like what you bring to the table, right? There are some people that will invest with you because they like what you offer. There are some people that will only invest with you because they heard something about your story. So when you think about that and you think about branding and you think about taking it to the next level, you really have to say, do I want to fade or do I want to stand and be the #1 big dog on the street? Do I want to be the big one on the corner? Do I want to be the one that's standing, in a sea of other entrepreneurs, other businesses, other ministries? And am I the one that speaks without having to speak? Really? Okay, so let's look at next. Who is your market? Write this down. Who is my market? Who is your market and why are you talking to your market? You should be talking to your market every single day consistently. Because what happens is if you don't communicate effectively, you don't communicate to your audience effectively, you will fade away. There are over 1 billion people in the world, right? Billions, right? So when you think about Facebook, you think about social media, you think about launching your products, you're launching your services, you're launching goods, you're adding, capital and you're adding value. And when you're communicating to your audience and you think about the marketing scope of that, what's going to change the feed on Facebook for people to actually smash your buy button? Right? When are they going to start hitting the buy button? When are they starting to click, yes, I need that. Yes, I need that product. Who's your market? Because the problem could be your marketing is off, and it could not be that, you may have a good product, but maybe your marketing doesn't match your message. As entrepreneurs, we have to invest in ourselves. We have to invest in our business. We have to invest in our brand. You cannot leave, the house not looking like your brand. If you want your brand to maximize or to go and blow up, like let's look at some people that what's that, Gangnam Style or whatever, that dancer or whatever. I mean, he had over 500 million views on YouTube. 500 million views. Everybody knows you look crazy. You look ridiculous when you do the dance. But it was something about that branding. It was something about that branding that caught your attention. So then when you heard the song, you started singing it to yourself at home. You would sing it in your car, then the children, then the grandchildren, and then commercials. Didn't make any sense. You don't know what he's saying, but you're singing it. Am I making sense? Leave comments. Leave comments. If y'all have questions, for those of you that are watching via webinar, I want you to go ahead and if you have questions or comments, leave them in the chat box. For those of you that are tuning in right now, thank you. We want to use hashtag Dream Build Success. Hashtag Dream Build Success. At the end of this webinar, I am going to do a giveaway, right? So the person that shares this video the most and you use hashtag Dream Build Success marketing class, I'm going to have a giveaway at the end of this. I'll go through and I'll try to pull it up real quick and make sure I get your products to you, right? Okay, so when you're looking at your vision and you're looking at your marketing, you need to see it through your client's eyes. Do you see it through the client's eyes? Do you see it through what they're looking at, right? Sometimes our marketing doesn't match our message because we don't have clear 2020 vision, right? So when it comes to marketing, it comes to the communication. Now, here's an example. If I am a health and wellness coach, why would I be taking pictures with a Snickers bar? Why in the world would I do that? Right? Why would you see me take some pictures with a Snickers bar? Why would you see me on, every time I post something on social media, I am eating? If I'm a health and fitness coach, why am I not talking about health and fitness? Why am I not talking about eating, adding more greens to my diet? Right? If I'm a makeup artist, why would I go outside without makeup on? Why would I go outside and have a picture, a profile picture that doesn't match what I'm trying to sell? Now, and then when you think about it and you are a brander, you have to know when is it too much and when is it enough. So when you look at your vision, you have to say, am I clear about my vision? Does my brand match my message? And am I seeing it through the consumer's eyes? See, the problem is some people, you don't need a new marketing plan. You're not thinking like a consumer. Right? Does the consumer want this? Does the consumer want to buy? Is the consumer excited about what you have to offer? Is the consumer excited about this brand, this this marketing content? If the consumer is excited about it, you won't have a problem. How many of us on a hot sunny day, we see, I'm in South Texas, so it gets like in the 90s and the low 100s here. So when you think about, and that's Fahrenheit. So when you think about a snow cone machine or ice cream machine, the branding is so clear that even children run when they hear the music. They just know, Mom, I need 2 quarters. They branded it with music. So what you do and don't do is a brand. Right? When you don't show up and you're not present about your vision, you're missing the mark when it comes to your branding. Right? So when it's time to show up, maybe you're supposed to go and, go to a entrepreneur event. You think about that. What's going to make your table stand out? What's going to make your table stand out? So let's look at it. I host a couple conferences. Y'all know I have the Kingdom Success Conference, and shout out to everyone that's already registered. But at the conference, you want to look at it, and one thing that I learned very clear is that the one really good thing I look at is how the tables stand out. Now, in my conference, I have it structured certain ways, right? Sometimes everyone is in one room. Sometimes the rooms are a little separated, but my next conference, we have a huge venue. We'll have over 500 entrepreneurs show up, right? So with that being said, 500 entrepreneurs showing up, how are you going to look different? Right? So for some of you that say, hey, I want to be a vendor or a sponsor at your next event, LaShanda, I want to collaborate with you. Okay, well, what is going to make your table different? Do you have your business cards matching? Do you have your brochures matching? Does everyone at your table dress the part? Do they understand your mission? Because some people, believe it or not, are not going to purchase from you if you don't tell them why they should. Right? So when you come and say you come to maybe my conference, what is going to make you stand out when there's 40 other entrepreneurs in the room? Or whenever I host a expo, business expo, what are you doing different? Do you have banners? Do your banners match? Is your color scheme the same? Is your logo visible? Right? Do you have, a free giveaway? That's marketing. That's face-to-face marketing, right? So then when we look at it, when it comes to e-commerce and you think about the e-commerce, are you marketing via Facebook ads, right? What makes it different? Is it too busy when you put a flyer out that nobody knows what it is? Is your website too busy, right? Sometimes simple is best. Y'all write that in the comments. Sometimes simple is best. Have simple elegance about your brand sometimes. You'd be surprised. And then when you up level your marketing, here's something that's going to get a lot of you guys. When you up level your marketing, what happens is you will attract that you are up leveling, right? That's it. Right? So you will be able to go and you'll be able to get those clients, those high ticket clients, or you may be able to market to the masses. Right? So that's really good. Right? So you want to market and you want to look at it and say, is my vision clear? What I'm doing, is it right? Okay? Am I doing it right? Right? So the next thing you want to look at is your money goals. Right? When it comes to marketing, when you look at your marketing, you want to think about what is the money goals and what is your principal financial goal when it comes to your brand. Right? What's going to be your golden egg? What's going to be that one thing that lays that golden egg? Right? Is it the banner? Is it that 1 minute? And I'll tell you something that's so funny. And at the conference, depending on what level of sponsorship that you sign up for, we have, like, if you're a platinum sponsor, you have up to 3 minutes to talk. Well, what is going to make you different when you talk about your brand? Right? When you talk about your brand, what is going to make you stand out when you are in the sea of, 50 or 100 other entrepreneurs? Is it the color? Is it the speaking before you speak? Right? I believe that it's the anointing, right? I believe it's the anointing that stands up in us. I'm a kingdom girl. Those are principles. So when you think about your goal and you think about your marketing goal, the reason it's important to talk about the financial side of it is because revenue matters. Revenue does matter. Right? So when you look at it, are you charging more than your audience, than what your brand presents? Is your ticketing off when it comes to marketing? And when you launch your product, are you launching it quickly, slowly? Is it every 30 days you launching something? Every 5 days you launching something? You're just launching because you're trying to see what they're going to bite, right? Like the consumers and the people of God, they are piranhas. They are not. They are not. So what we have to do is we have to say that we have to have that financial goal. How are we going to get that one financial goal to make sure that when it's time, all our principles match our marketing, our skill sets, what we offer, that message matches. So everyone knows, like, let's think about, okay, so my mom back in the day, she used to like that Earth, Wind, and Fire, right? Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like, you hear that beat, it drops, and then she would be like, okay, And then you think about nowadays, they have like Jay-Z. He has a signal. Everybody looks at the signal. So that means something, right? I know what it means. Y'all know what it means. That Illuminati stuff. But that's a whole nother conversation. But let's look at it, and we have to say, hey, what are they saying? So under your branding and your marketing, what is that little subliminal message? What's going to make it pop? Your brand should pop, right? So how do you add pop to your message, right? How do you add a pop to your brand? How do you add a pop to your content? Okay, I want y'all to write this down. This is going to be good. This is good. When you pop something in your message, you want to do a pop of color, a pop of content, and a pop of consistency. Content, color, consistency. I'm consistently focused on my brand. I'm consistently focused on my audience. I'm consistently saying the same message. I'm consistently saying what I need to say to make sure that I maximize this opportunity, because literally, like, if y'all don't have Google Analytics, you need to have Google Analytics on everything. Y'all do that. Get Google Analytics, put it on your websites. You need to go ahead and get Google Analytics. This will help you track your marketing to see what people do like about your website, what they don't like about your website. If you're a business owner and you're on social media, you need to go to Facebook, go to your group, go to your pages and look for insights. On Facebook, it's called Facebook Manager. Facebook Manager. So you'll see, what do they like? What do they not like? When are they up? Right? That's what you need to do. And now I'm about to get in the meat of this, y'all. So look, some of y'all friends that need this, y'all better share this, right? So when you think about your branding, you have to know that algorithm of when they are shopping. Everybody loves Black Friday. Everybody loves Black Friday. Why? Because they have built a whole day around the consumer and deeply discounted items. Right? So when they brand like that and they do the deeply discounted items, what does that do? It creates a buzz. It creates a frenzy. It creates a golden egg. Who else will stand in line for one item for 4 hours or 4 days for one item? That is the buzz. Right? So you want to get Google Analytics, you want to look at that, and you want to get some research, and you want to make sure that you understand with that Google Analytics how you can get that insight. Also, something else that can help you with your SEO marketing on Google. Whenever you go ahead and you drop something, whether it's blogging, you know, some of you guys are not getting noticed because you're just so niche. Nobody knows you exist. Right? Write a blog. Do something a little different, right? Take a picture instead of a picture of you sitting in front of a desk, or maybe a selfie. People are tired of selfies, right? Go take a picture outside at the park. Go take a picture, drinking tea, having, lunch with some of your friends. Market like that. You got to think outside the box, right? No one wants to see little flyers over and over and over. Nobody wants to see that. If you sell makeup, I want you to go and invest in some lighting, take some pictures, right? Go get you, back in the day, I remember I had one of the big spotlights from Home Depot, right? It was like $3. I bought that little thing. It was like less than $20. And especially one of my businesses, give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Uh-oh. Okay, one of my businesses, I have a linen and table, like rental. Like you can rent linen and chair covers and tables. So when we're doing those events, we cut those high beam lights on and I take pictures. If you are a makeup artist or you're selling products like makeup, what you can do is get you a white poster board. I wish I had, I'm in one of my office locations, but I get you a white poster board and put that lipstick on that poster board and take you a picture. Invest in your iPhone. Listen, some of my best pictures come from my iPhone. Shout out to those iPhone users, right? But that's one thing that you can do. That's one thing that you can do to really maximize your market. Really take some good, clear pictures, right? Is it consistently posting every day when it comes to your marketing and branding? Right? You have to consistently show up every single day and be present for your audience. Now, so some people, the reason your branding is not on point is because you have not taken the time to freshen up your look. Right? Your look is outdated. Your colors is all off. Right? I always tell every entrepreneur, hear me and hear me well. As an entrepreneur, one thing you want to do is always have at least one professional photo. Go get you a black blazer, put your white shirt on, take that professional photo. If you are a baker, go invest in that lighting. Like I said, when those cookies come out, go ahead and take some pictures on top of it. That's a great way to market. That's a great way to brand as well. Right? That's a great way to define your image and branding to present a fresh look for this year. Right? Your clients want to see a fresh look. Now, write this down. You should at least take some good photos, high end pictures. If you are someone that's a consultant, a speaker, maybe you're someone that interacts with the public a lot, you definitely want, it's not, and I'm just talking about like service-based businesses. You want to definitely go ahead and take professional photos. Take those professional photos. What else should you do? When you redefine your image and you want to maximize your opportunities, you want to always come and show a fresh face. Be present. Whether it's when you're posting, every time you post, this is a marketing nugget. Every time you post, it should be like it's the first time. Okay, so you know that when you post like a new shirt, a new product, you can go ahead and, you know, add, oh my gosh, did you know that I have, for an example, let me show y'all this, right? We know this is just like a little HDMI cord, right? Nothing fancy. But if I want to monetize it and give it as a brand message, how do I do that? The first thing I would say is, my goodness, I'm so excited. This right here will change your life. It will save you time, and it's also travel friendly. Would you like to buy this USB cord today? Or this HDMI cord today? It's how I present it. Or I could say, hey, do you want this? You want this little cord? It's pretty good. I've used it a couple times. Right? I showed up with some excitement, with some enthusiasm, and I said, would you like this brand? Would you like to launch this? Would you like to, you know, get this item? So let me know, how do y'all plan? Let me know in the comments. How do you plan on showing up in 2018? How do you plan on showing up in 2018? I want to know, because it's important. You know, we're held accountable. And when you start talking about this, and when you start talking about what you will and won't do and what you're willing to do, right? That's when it's going to happen. That's when the branding and the marketing is going to come together. Right? That's when it's going to happen. Now, a lot of people will say when you're branding and when you're marketing, you can't do everything at once, right? You can't do XYZ, or you can't do, you know, you should, oh, here's a good question. Should I have a Facebook page and a business page? Should I post my business from my Facebook page? You can, but you got to know your audience. Is your audience going to like that? Is your audience going to be okay with that? Is that going to be a distraction for your audience? Right? Are they going to say, what is she doing today? For some of you that are passionpreneurs and you have a million businesses, right? I'm a passionpreneur also. You're not by yourself. I have to reel myself in. I have to say, hey, self, that's doing the most. That's doing too much. How do I reel myself back in? Right? How do I reel myself back in? For some of you, you need to brand beyond the box. You need to brand beyond the box. Okay? So when I say redefining myself, I want to show y'all a picture of me like 8 years ago. Right? 7 or 8 years ago. Well, maybe this is about 10 years ago. Okay? This is a picture of me. Everybody that's on, yes, that's me. I was about 40 pounds heavier. Right? This is a picture that I was posting when I was doing Mary Kay. Shout out to all my Mary Kay consultants when I first started doing Mary Kay. To me, it was pretty. To me, it was a really good picture. To me, it was really nice, right? Let me show y'all this. Y'all want to see this? Don't laugh. Don't judge me, guys. That was me. This is why branding is so critical. This is why branding is so, and marketing is so important. Should have told me that that's not a good picture. Someone should have said, hey, you know what? I see that you're trying, but that's not really representing you. Still anointed, still on fire. Wow, I know, right? Yes, ma'am. Someone says so much growth in it. Yes, that was me when I first got started. 40 pounds heavier. I was happy, you know. Listen, I didn't know that I was, you know, but this was my first picture in my first year in business. That was my first year in business, right? I was doing good. That's the dream of success, and that's the visionary right then and there. So it doesn't matter where you are right now. And why am I showing this? Because I want to show you how powerful a picture can be. Right? That's how powerful a picture can be. It can make your brand or break your brand. No wonder nobody was, you know, calling now then, right? It's fuzzy. There's not clear. So when you post and when you start posting on social media, when you start marketing, when you write that blog, are you clear and concise and consistent? Does your color scheme match up? right? If you have yellow and you're doing purple and pink and blue, try one consistent color for a week and let me know how it works. Try one style for a week consistently, because you guys forget, yes, we live in an age where it is insta everything, insta income, insta fame, insta Facebook, Instagram, iPhone, whatever, right? And you think about your branding and you think about that, and you want to look at that, and you want to say, you probably saying to yourself, like, this is what happens. People scroll, and if it's not anything that revelates to them, if it's not anything that they feel that they can be aware of, if it's not anything that maybe is powerful to them, then what happens is that they keep scrolling. They keep scrolling. They go to the clear pictures. They go to the concise words. They go to the brands that pop. They go to the marketing that speaks without having to speak. Right? Because remember, there's billions of entrepreneurs, billions of marketing companies and branders out there, people of influence. And the difference between you and them could be your image wasn't clear. It could be that your font is off. Let me tell y'all something. Get a pen. Y'all got a pen? Something about branding. You want to come up with a brand font. You should have a font, one font that represents everything about your brand. One font. You should know your font by heart, right? You should know that font by heart. And thank you for all of you that are sharing. I appreciate it, because I'm going to give out a good gift after this. I'm going to do a random selection to see who shared this video the most. And if you're interactive, use hashtag #DreamBuildSuccess in your comments to let me know you're watching live. Okay, so when you think about it, and you think about your brand, and you think about marketing, you think about content, you got to have one font, one major font, right? So that font is your tried and true font, right? We all know that there's another font, Times Roman, right? Everybody knows that one, right? We all know that one. So when you look at it and you think about that font, what does it make you think of? Does it make you feel executive? Does it make you feel, presidential? What is it, right? So when you think about your font, is it modern? Is it calligraphy? Is it urban chic? Right? Is it a signature style? You have to come up with your own trademark. You have to come up with your own copyright. Right? Your marketing is your copyright. Your marketing is your branding. It is your trademark that no one else can take away. Okay, so when we think about creating a catchphrase that sums up your vision in less than 5 words, come up with a catchphrase that sums up your vision in less than 5 words. What will you say? What will you say? In the comments, y'all let me know. What is your catchphrase? What's the one thing that you say consistently that helps your brand, that helps you communicate to your audience? What is that one thing? Right? So tell me your 5 words. What is your 5 words? For me, I could say, I teach women entrepreneurs. That's it. That's it. And if I wanted to add another one, I would say how not to sell their soul for $1. Everyone knows that I'm big about that. I'm big about kingdom when it comes to that. Right? And when I say that, not only am I talking as a brand messenger, and y'all know my nickname is the branding boss, but when I look at it and I think about your brand, does it speak without speaking? You should, people should help identify you. And your audience, they're very honest. You need to do a case study. If you want to do a case study and dream build success, if you need, y'all know I coach and mentor, hey, what do you think about this? In my Facebook group, I have a private Facebook group that's not open to the public because it's for my coaching students. But one thing is, if they have a logo, if they have something, they can drop those questions in there and say, hey, what do you think about this? Right? Do you think this is good? So you need to come up with your catchphrase to make sure that what you're saying matches what you are producing. The problem is, a lot of people, what they say is really good, what they say is really relevant, but their presentation is flawed. Oh, that's good. That's good. She said, unleash your inner boss. Boss lady hustle. Whoop, there it is. Right? That's it. So when you think about it, you may have a good brand message. You may have even a good presentation. But if your images are not collectively, consistent, right, and concise, then your branding is off. Your branding is off. So let's think about the big box stores. When we think about what's a marker that everyone knows exists, a marker. Sharpie, right? Everybody knows a Sharpie. And we don't even know if it's really called a Sharpie, right? You say, give me a Sharpie. That's the brand. But the type item that you're using is a marker, right? That's it. Making marriages great again. I love it. I love it. Right? This is one of the comments. She gave me her catchphrase. She said, making marriages great again. So when we talk to our audience and we have that catchphrase, what is it that you're speaking without having to speak? When they look at your picture, when they look at your brand. So for example, if you're making marriage great again, I need to see some husband and wife pictures. I need to see, that is speaking without speaking, right? Not literally with your products or services on, but show me what your brand is beyond what you're saying. Making marriage great again. Are y'all going to dinner? Are you going on a holiday date? Are you walking in the park holding hands? A great way to do that is to get the children to take pictures, snap some photos. Those are called live action photos, right? You can get those live action photos. That's great for people that blog, right? Great for people that vlog. If you are someone like Make Marriage Great Again, something that you could do is, now these are golden nuggets, y'all. I'm just led by the Spirit, praise God, to share this stuff with you. So y'all, thank you for leaving your comments in there. So another thing that you could do if you're making marriage great again is you could do a live and talk about your 5 best ways to make marriage great again. Outside of just your clothing, outside of your products. You know what? Have a date night. Every week, have a date night. You know what? Once a month, have a getaway weekend. Whatever it is, a staycation, right? Empowering others to transform generations. Yes, that's powerful. So when you're talking about empowering others to transform generations, what you want to do is you want to make sure that everything you speak about when it comes to your brand, when it comes to your services, when it comes to your products, you're speaking empowerment and transforming. So I need to see some real footage of you in action. I need to see and hear some testimonials of how you empower somebody and you transform them and you transform generations. So with you, I would tell you, you need to go ahead, launch, and maybe do some workshops or some classes, or maybe even a live stream of you empowering some young people, right? Young people, not even young people, but young women, women's ministries, women's groups. You should be reaching out to them. Right? That's a great way to market. That's a great way to maximize your opportunities. That's a great way to launch your catchphrase and speak without speaking. And then you want to make sure that you catch that footage, right? Catch that footage. They don't have to catch the people in the footage, but they want to catch your face of you in action. Somebody say, I'm in action. I'm marketing in action. I'm marketing in action. When you market in action, you're actively going and you're actually acting out what you're supposed to be doing. Overcoming your biggest obstacles, you. Woo, that's powerful right there. Overcoming your biggest obstacles, you. So what would we do? I would sit and I would have a reflection point, right? Because if your biggest obstacle is you can do a reflection point where maybe you're out pulling some rope, right? Maybe you're out sitting there looking at your journal or getting footage of you looking at a sunset. Right? You really want to look at that, and that's a great way to maximize, and really that's a great way to really expand beyond your brand, right? Okay, somebody else says, I'm marketing in action. Oh yeah, marketing in action. You better know it. Yeah, these are some golden nuggets, right? Okay, so somebody said, toying with these two, monetize your passion and build a successful business God's way, or increase your impact with income without compromising your faith. Okay, so how are you going to do that? You can talk about candid ways on how you don't sell yourself, compromise your faith, right? When everybody else is, when it comes to faith, maybe they are, like I talked about some witches the other day. I talked about Maria Forleo, and I had a private class, and they were like, what? I'm like, you'd better do your research while you subscribing to people's stuff. You subscribing to witchcraft. Right? She calls herself the pretty witch. So when you think about that, and you think about those brands, and you think about those people that you're following, you're connected to, you really want to look at that, right? Iyava Vanslant, whatever, Fix My Life, right? No, she's like a voodoo priestess. So, or like a voodoo priest. Y'all need to do your research. Go and you can research it yourself, and I pray, right? So when you think about that, you want to say, how do I not sell out like that? You want to deal with real issues, right? When it comes to making sure that you are, doing that. Woo, I know that's deep, right? That's deep. I just had to keep it real. So when you're increasing your impact, what are you doing? We need some live actions. We need you. Hello, come on now. You need some live action. What you, somebody said, I just read that. Yes, ma'am, Miss Lateria, voodoo. Come on now. But when you look at it and where you're not compromising your faith, we need to see your faith in action. I need to see you as an action coach. What are you doing? Right? What are you doing? Like for me, if I empower people, my slogan is to educate, to engage, and empower. I do that every single day, 365. I have consistently. I don't have an off day when it comes to marketing. When it comes to your brand, you do not have an off day. Somebody say I don't have an off day when it comes to my brand. I do not have an off day when it comes to my marketing, right? Another thing you want to do when it comes to your marketing is you want to know who is the number one brand or business owner in your market, right? Not saying they're your competition, because what God creates cannot be duplicated, right? They cannot duplicate your anointing, right? So when you look at that and you think about that, that's right. That's it. I shouldn't have a day off, right? You should never have a day off. The word of God, I'm going to prove my point. The word of God says that you're supposed to preach God's word in season and out of season, right? So if I preach God's word in season and out of season, I never have a day off. What if Jesus was tired and he said that to everybody? I'm tired. I can't go. I'm tired. I'm exhausted, right? So as marketing, and we talk about the Messiah's brand speaking before it speaks, we are little gods on the earth. Let's keep it real. We are little gods on the earth. How do I market like that, right? Everyone was talking about him. Who was him? The I am, the living God. He was the one and only. He didn't even have to market that long, but he made an impact. So for some of you that are saying, okay, Coach LaShanda, or, hey, Pastor, I'm telling you, you should not have to say a lot. Sometimes we talk too much when we market. That's good. We talk too much when we market. If you're writing a paragraph every day, nobody wants to see that. I'm just being honest. What about the real you? Would the real you please stand up? Right? God can't bless who you pretend to be. Nobody wants to see you, showboating. I want to see the authentic anointing in you. That's the anointing, right? Everybody, there's no secret sauce to marketing. It's the anointing that destroys the yoke. It's the anointing that attracts the people of God, right? And when I say attract, it's the anointing that commands them to not be stuck, to come and buy from you, to come into your marketplace and say, hey, I want to be a part of this kingdom entrepreneur. I'm excited about what this kingdom entrepreneur is doing. Right? So when you think about your brand and you think about your business and you think about really being a kingdom boss, that's what it's all about. Letting the anointing speak from within, right? That power that God has given you. I want to prove my point. The woman with the issue of blood, the thing about that story that it was so amazing is because all she heard was there was a man. Think about that. So who is talking about your brand? How are you leaving a legacy with your brand? Come on now. Come on. How are you leaving that legacy? Right? What does the catchphrase say about you? Are you owning it? Are you owning it? Hey, I'm here. I'm showing up every day. I'm present. I've invested in my business. I've invested in my brand. Here's a nugget. Y'all ready? Catch this. Y'all better catch this because I'm rolling now. Like I feel the glory on me. Come on. Listen, when you're launching your products and you're launching your services, you're launching your content, you're creating your books, you're having these photo shoots, you're having your workshops and your conferences. You want to look at how do I collaborate in order to create an epic shift. Right? So the woman with the issue of blood, she only knew of a man. And she knew that if she showed up, something was going to happen. If I can but touch the hem of his garment. Who is touching your products? Who is getting help because you created something when it comes to your market? Are they showing up because they heard? Are they showing up because they saw? Are they showing up consistently and smashing those buy buttons and really crashing your website because you consistently show up with one message? God, and when I say God can't bless who you pretend to be you. Be you. Show up every day, and be present when it comes to your marketing. Right? If you're someone that doesn't like pink, that doesn't like loud praise and worship and over the top exaltation, you may not like Dream Build Success. And I'm okay with that. You're not my target audience. But what are you going to create today that's going to make an epic shift? Don't allow the devil to get you off track, to get off course, to where you start trying to duplicate what other people do. Because God can't bless nobody that's a clown. A clown is a pretender with a mask on and some makeup on, trying to make people laugh and get excited. He's not in that type of business. Boop. That's tight, but it's right. So when you come and you collaborate, when you're trying to collaborate with people, y'all got to get this, because this is something, there's some good teaching right here. Don't forget to let your friends and family know they missed out. Listen, when you're collaborating, because people want to know, how do you get to the big stage? People want to know, how do you collaborate with Walmart? How do you collaborate with Chick-fil-A? How do I get in those stores, right? How do I get those big collaborations, right? You have to be authentically you. You got to make sure your packaging is on point. Right? And if you can't do it, this is the thing. Solopreneurs and entrepreneurs, marketplace ministry leaders. This is who I want to tell you something. You can't do everything and do everything right. Right? You can't do it all. Get some help. Get some help. There's resources out there. If you don't know how to make no flyers, go take a class, or either go pay somebody to make your flyers. Right? There's plenty of people out there. Go to Google and put a flyer company. You know what? I got one better for y'all. I'm gonna help y'all out because I love y'all. Right? Let me show you. Okay? Let me tell you. Cheap flyers. I want you to go to gotprint.com. Gotprint.com. They ship in 2 days. Go to Printing Center USA. They can ship in mass production, right? You can go get some flyers made. You can go, so you show up authentic. So when you get your brand and you get those services, right? And you show up authentically, what's going to happen is people are going to know your brand, right? They're going to know that you present your secret sauce. That's it. Gotprint.com, right? These are some companies, right? That's another company right there. Those are some companies that you can use. Those are some resources that you can use, right? You know, and then when you look at it, you want to look at every 90 days, I'm launching a product. Every 90 days, I'm launching a service. How am I reinventing what? And then stop wasting your time. Some of y'all keep creating. Change the verbs, change the image, maybe change the color a little bit, and then relaunch it. Stop thinking so hard. That's it. Stop thinking so hard, right? Stop thinking so hard. Don't make it more difficult, right? Don't make it more difficult. It doesn't have to be that hard. It's not that challenging, right? So when you think about it and you think about logging, your marketing, you want to think about, how do I launch this campaign? You got to give it a phrase, give it a name. Have I done my research? Number one, do your research. Take some notes. Is this helping? I hope this is helping. Let me know. Number one, research. Okay? If your audience is high fashion and you're not presenting high fashion, right? Then what are you doing? Really, what are you doing? If your brand is high fashion and you're not talking to the high fashion people, what are you doing? I need to know. Okay? So you want to make sure that you ultimately are able to launch a campaign that will actually stick and reach any goal you set. Okay? Next thing is you want resources to help define your audience. If you don't know who your audience is, get a mentor or a coach. On Facebook ads, I want you to, you can go in and you can find out your target audience. You can say they are between ages 25 to 55. They make 50 to 60,000. They're interested in shopping. They're interested in fashion. They like to travel. They like Steve Harvey. Those are things that you need to put in when you build your audience and see if that builds your audience to expand you to go global. Develop a plan. Number 3, develop a plan. Number 3, develop a plan. Okay? So number 1 was do research. right? Research, research, research. Know your numbers. Know your audience. Number two, do you have resources to help you define your audience? You got to invest in those resources. Okay? Invest in those resources. Number four, okay, I mean, number three, develop a plan. What's the plan? Write it out, make it plain. Is it going to start with on Monday? On Monday, I'm going to say, hey, I got a big announcement. Stay tuned. On Tuesday, I love being authentically me, or I love this new t-shirt. Who likes to shop, right? You don't have to beat that drum. I see so many entrepreneurs, like they have all these people out there that say you got to do it over and over and over and over. But sometimes too much is too much, and that's real. That's real, right? And maybe that's just not the audience for me. Like, listen, everybody knows I'm trying to think. I don't even look at TV anymore. I'm trying to think of something I like on TV. Okay, everybody knows, whatever. Just think about Full House. Full House. Everybody knows when you watch Full House, it's going to be a certain thing that's going to happen, right? You know, it's going to be family oriented. There's a certain expectation. So why would Full House try to monetize and talk to the people that like Kim Kardashian, the Kardashians? That don't make sense. That's backwards, right? Why would they network and market to them? That doesn't make sense. Next is you should allocate enough time for resources to ask for help. Know when to ask for help. Know when your website needs to be fresh. Right? If somebody's only clicking your website and they only click the website and on the website they only stay on there 1.5 seconds, we got a problem. Right? We got a problem. I want to tell you something. Another thing you want to look at is KISS metrics. Y'all write that down. KISS metrics. Right? KISS metrics. You can order, there's a book that's like Google Analytics, and it teaches you how to grow from a consumer to a marketer, right? From a consumer to a marketer. I wonder if I have my book in here. I'm in one of my offices, y'all. The next thing is the beginner's guide to Google Analytics. Okay. So if you say, hey, LaShanda, I'm really trying to build out my website. I need to know what analytics for small and base business, what resources are out there, right? What companies can I use? What resources can I use, right? Okay. So when you look at it, I want you to look at e-commerce. That's great for retail sales. Okay. E-commerce is great for retail sales. Lead generation. This is another way where you can kind of market. You can get form submissions. It's great for form submissions, right? If you're having an event, why have a regular event, right? Like one way I could have marketed today, I could have actually created an event on Eventbrite so I can capture those emails. I use Zoom. Like I have all my coaching students are watching me live and they're getting all the slides. You on Facebook, y'all are watching in, and you're actually, getting to see me, but just get to see me, right? So event promotion, you want to have a news sign up. That's another thing you can use. Okay, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing, guys. Remember, I'm having that giveaway. I'm having a giveaway. We're almost done. We're almost done. Okay, so when you look at that, you want to set up a goal tracker. Okay, so I can tell you if someone's going to be very successful when it comes to their brand, if they know their numbers, if they know what page on their website is the hottest page, right? It's the most attractive page. Okay, I want you to look at some basic things: category, action, labels, and value. Okay, what things are working and what things are not working when it comes to your web analytics. Okay, questions. Y'all have questions in there? Any questions? Okay, the next thing is, how do I define my target audience, LaShanda? How do I define my target audience? Okay, I want to share with you a way you can define your personal brand and your target audience is build a relationship. Build a relationship with them. You want to build that relationship with them, and you want to make sure that you give a lot. When you build those relationships with them, you want to make sure that your ROI is the most important thing when you're starting in the beginning. That is one of the most important things when you're starting in the beginning. Okay? So when you look at that and you think about that, you have to understand what a person will and won't pay for. Okay? Will they pay you? Do you have enough influence like, I'm not talking about your supporters. I'm talking about your people that you've never met, your audience you've never connected with. That's the audience I'm talking about. Will they pay you? So step one, you want to identify the person that determines if you advance. Right? Your audience will let you know if you're advancing or not. Your audience will let you know if they're compelled to purchase or not. Whether it's a boss, an investor, a client, name it. Ministry leaders. If you are, it's kind of like when you're in ministry, y'all know I'm kingdom, so I talk church, right? So when you're in church and you get some amens, now you know that one person that's going to say amen even when you quote the wrong scripture. Praise God for deliverance, right? But then when you look at beyond that, and you look beyond that, those investors, and you look beyond those people that are like the traditional, we want to go and look for those uncommon purchases, that uncommon audience that we can communicate with effectively. Number two, create a complete description. Create a complete description. Okay, when I create a complete description, I'm talking about the person. Marketers and business leaders do this every single time. When I was managing $13 million to $17 million, I'll never forget, I had to do a campaign for lingerie, for a lingerie campaign, right? And I'm approved. I don't think that we should be walking around I put a little house coat on the lady and my boss just lost it. I know that sounds funny, but I'm approved. I don't think, I know that it's natural and it's human, right? And I'm married, so I get it. But I just think some stuff should be covered up. I don't care if it is a mannequin. That's just me, okay? And I had to learn to communicate with the audience that was compelled to purchase. So what did I do? I went ahead and I still did, the campaign like they wanted, but I put a nice little silk robe on her. Right? We still bought, but it was the anointing that made the clients come in, and it was my personality that helped seal the deals. Right? So that was a campaign. So when you're looking at your campaign, when I say complete the description, you need to know their kind of like their ages, the genders, their job descriptions, their hobbies. What do they like? That's going to help you when you're marketing. Identify their motivation. What motivates them? Is it money? Is it feeling good? Is it peace? Is it inspiration? Is it because they were in an abusive relationship? Now they need something to encourage them. What is it when you're marketing to them? Is it personal and professional development? Step 4, number 4, identify the potential opportunities. So when I think about it, is it just a lead magnet? Right? Am I just wanting the emails when I'm marketing to them? Am I actually wanting them to buy? Right? Let me know. How many of y'all are working on some campaigns? What kind of campaign? If y'all need some nuggets, y'all better put it in the comments. What kind of campaign you need? Do you need help with your campaign right now? This is free. A masterclass. Free. That's right. Okay? Let me know. Okay, so with that, when you think about your potential opportunities and you think about what's next and you think about how are you going to, really build your brand, how are you going to communicate with your audience, and I think about what's next, how am I going to connect with them, right? What am I going to say to them? I have to make sure that I have certain tools in place, right? So I'm about to give y'all some tools to market. Y'all ready? Are you ready? Let me know in the comments. Can y'all hear me? Okay. So these are some things that you can use. Okay, good. All right. Okay, I see some hearts. Thank you. Okay, one thing you can do to market your business, right? And to really make it easy. I'm going to try to give y'all 10 marketing tools that every entrepreneur should know about. Okay? Every entrepreneur should know about these. Are y'all ready? Use Do, right? What is Do? It's a way to track your time spent on marketing projects for budgeting, invoicing, and payments. That is DUE. DUE. Okay? DUE. Right? Okay. Use DUE. Okay? So you can go to DUE.com. All right? So when you use DUE.com, you'll be able to track, right? Track invoices. You're going to be able to budget and payments. The next thing is Buffer. Buffer for social media management. Buffer for social media management. Okay, that's another great resource that you can use. That is an excellent resource you can use. Okay. All right. Questions? Have y'all heard of that before? Right? That will help you with your time management, right? This will help you with marketing, okay? Because listen, truth be told, entrepreneurship, when you're not even just entrepreneurship, but when you're branding and you're marketing and you're creating content and you're like a passionpreneur where you have a lot going on in your mind, you know, you want to make it easy. Okay, let me tell you a place where you can get logos, right? You can build out a logo. Now, I don't suggest this, but this is like kind of entry level, right? Entry level, this is something where you can build a logo, right? It's called Spaces. Spaces.com. Spaces.com, right? This is a really good place where you can go and you can get a logo, right? Okay? That's a good place where you can kind of get your logo. You can kind of play around. That will really help you. The next one is Evernote for organization. For organization. If you're a writer, I highly suggest this. Why? If you're a writer and you have Evernote, all your devices can actually cross communicate, right? So you don't ever have to lose anything. Okay? Now that's great for marketing. Okay? The next thing is SurveyMonkey. SurveyMonkey.com, right? So do a survey. Ask your audience, hey, what do you need? Y'all know we just did the 1-question survey, and of course, I thank God for it. Thank you for everyone that did the survey for Dream Build Success. We actually did a survey to see, what do you want me to do this year? What do you need? What do you need help with? So that's why I'm actually doing this marketing class, okay? This marketing masterclass. Okay, the next thing is you also want to use Sniply, S-N-I-P-L-Y, Sniply, S-N-I-P-L-Y, right? So this is really good for you that are trying to grow your traffic, right? You're trying to grow your social media traffic. You're trying to be brand attractive, right? You're trying to build out your brand, okay? This is another good one, right? Sniply.com, okay? For those of you that are watching live, you can look in my in the chat box. I'm actually adding them in as we go. Okay. The next one is Scrapper.com. Scrapper.com. It's a great place to get content, right, for your web pages. Content, meaning to get ideas, right? You definitely want to use Scrapper.com. Questions. Questions. Okay. You can go in there, you can add spreadsheets, you can do a whole bunch of other different things, right? So when it comes to your marketing, the next thing you also want to look at is, how do you become tech savvy? Now, when it comes to building out, making sure that you understand, is your brand traditional, or is it, more of a, let me think, of conservative, or maybe trendy, right? So what is it? Is it trendy or is it conservative? That's one thing you want to find out, right? So as an entrepreneur, it is imperative that you know, okay? So let me give you some more tools. Y'all want some more tools? Send some more, coach. I'm gonna give y'all a few more tools and then we're gonna get out of here, okay? All right, let's see. I'm coming. Okay, somebody says yes, they want a few more tools. Okay, thumbs up. Thank you. Here goes. Let me pull it up. All right. Let's see. I'm just going to do a couple more and then we're going to head out. Hey, I will be also looking to see, if you haven't had a chance, I have my new book, Kingdom Success. It is beautiful. I mean, it's an amazing book. Can y'all see it? I'm so excited. God has been so good. He's been so faithful, this book. It is for personal and professional development. It's a very good book. Let me show you. There's no workbook or anything in it. It's just straight kingdom principles, kingdom skills, kingdom. Okay, so here we go. Y'all ready for the next one? The next thing you want to do is you definitely want to use Trello. Trello, right? Trello, right? So for those of you that deal with a lot of content, you deal with a lot of products, you deal with services, and it sounds, I know it may sound like another social media, just like another one that's out there. In fact, it's a great organization, Trello, Trello. So you can go to Trello.com, and for example, if you want to share a blog and you need more SEO, you need more tools, you need more like footwork and traffic, it's a great place to go, right? For some of you that want to kind of have like a testing audience, that's another good way where you can really test. Okay, let's see. KISS metrics. Okay, so when you think about tracking and digital and marketing performances, that's another one. That's another great one to really go to. KISS metrics. KISS METRICS, KISS metrics, right? Okay, what questions do you have, guys? I'm finishing up. I'm so excited. I'm so fired up. I know that I believe that this really helps someone. I pray that this really helps someone. How can you stay connected with dreambuildsuccess.com? You want to follow me at Dreambuild Success. I would like to go ahead and give out one ticket to Kingdom Success. So that is what I will be giving out for the people that share this video the most. I will go in now. Make sure when you shared it that you put hashtag Dream Build Success on there, masterclass, right? So for some of you that want to attend my conference on May 19th in Houston, Texas, we already have people registering from Atlanta, Georgia, from Houston. We just opened up tickets on January 1st, but we're so excited, so encouraged. You definitely want to go to dreambuildsuccess.com, or you can go to Eventbrite and search Kingdom Success Conference. You'll be able to pull it up, or you can look up on the search engine Dream Build Success and definitely show up. We're so excited. I can't wait to connect with you. If you need something, please inbox me, or not inbox me. No, I want you to go ahead and apply. If you need a mentor or coach, you can definitely go to dreambuildsuccess.com. Let me know in your comments after you try some of these things. And this video, for those of you that did not watch it via webinar, you can go, it'll be available for 48 hours. After that, I'm taking it off the market and it'll go up to $47. Guys, thank you so much. I'm so excited. And for you tuning in, you'll probably get, especially if you are on the webinar, you're going to get a free little download from me. But also I will be giving out a free admission to the Kingdom Success Conference. Let someone know that I'm on live. LaShanda Gary from Dream Build Success. Have a blessed day.